Hi, Rocky kids. So good to see you again, and it's been so good to see you in church on Sunday mornings at 10:30. We had so much fun at Vacation Bible School, and this Sunday, while we're in Sunday school, I'm going to show you a video of the Bible school events, and you'll get to see yourself. It'll be really fun. Well, today we're back in the Bible, okay, the Beginner's Bible, and we're talking about Jesus and a lady who was a widow. Now, remember, a widow is a woman who has lost her husband, and she might be alone. And a lot of times, widows don't have a whole lot of money. They're probably living on a very, very limited income, and they just don't have a lot of money. Well, in today's story, we're going to find out that people were gathered in the church, just like our church. And you may have heard our church call it taking up an offering, or in some churches, they call it a collection. Before we had this health pandemic, they would pass around a velvet bag with handles on it, and we would pass it from one person to the next, and people would put their money in the bag. And the money goes to help the church with all of its expenses. Because the church has bills to pay, just like mom and dad have bills to pay. The church has to pay the electric bill and the water bill, and they have to pay for some of the staff. They have to pay for the equipment. There's just so much that goes on that a church has to pay for. Well, back in the days, they called it going to the temple. And so Jesus was in the temple, and he kind of sat back and watched. His disciples were with him, and something happened with this widow lady. So I'm going to get started, okay? So this is called a poor widow's gift. Jesus and the disciples went to the temple area. They watched people drop money into the offering box. See there? Now that we're back to church under different circumstances, we're not passing that collection bag anymore. We have a little box at the back door at church, and people can put their money in there. So this goes on to say that people were dropping their money in the offering box. And for today's discussion, I'm going to use this jar as an offering box, okay? So the rich people, rich people have a lot more money than a poor widow might have. So they were just passing by the offering box, and this one might put in a $20 bill, and the next one would come along and put in a $1 bill, and the next one a $1 bill, and they made a big show of it. And then some of them might put in coins, and they'd always make sure that you could hear the coins when they landed. Well, here's a picture of them putting their money in the box. See, the rich people, they're putting their money in the box. Well, then the widow lady comes along. And in this story, Jesus tells us that she was poor. And you know what she did? She only had 2 coins. And in the Bible, sometimes they're referred to as 2 pennies. Let me get you a better picture of that. 2 pennies, okay? And that was all the money she had. Now, these rich people that had gone ahead of her, they had lots of money left over. But the poor widow only had 2 pennies. And you know what she did? She put both of the pennies in the offering box. She gave all that she had. So Jesus whispered to the other disciples to make sure they understood. He said, "This woman's gift is greater than all the others because she gave all that she had." Even though the woman is poor, she gave all that she had. The rich people gave a lot of money, and they still have a lot left over. But the poor widow gave all that she had. So, we don't talk about in preschool very much about giving money, but you may remember that when we're in our Sunday school classroom, there is a box usually on the table. It's a small box that Anna has put there, and it's to help collect money to send to the children in India. So when we come to Sunday school or to church, it's important that we give because, like I said, the church has a lot of expenses, and if it were not for us to be giving to the church, they wouldn't be able to provide all that they do. And again, in this case, this poor lady gave all that she had. Well, as little kids, we don't have a lot of money, do we? I want to teach you something that is taught in other places in the Bible. Now, I have 10 pennies here. Okay, so let's say you have 10 pennies. See? And that equals a dime. But let's just go with the 10 pennies for now. Well, the Bible tells us in other places that God expects us to give 1/10 of what we earn. So when you have 10 pennies, 1/10 of that would be 1 penny. So like if you have $1, then 1/10 of that would be a dime. And so God expects us to give part of our income to the church and to others. And many times the church gives money to people who need things. Somebody may have lost a job and they need money for groceries, and so our church is able to help with that. And so I just want you to start thinking about, once you get older and start earning money, how you can give back some of your money to the church or to somebody that you know that may not have enough money or enough clothes or enough food. So we always want to be thinking about giving, and we want to give as much as we can, and God will bless that, bless it over and over again. So that's our story for today. I can't wait to see you. I just wish all of you would hurry and get back to church. I miss you so much. The preschoolers are still having having Sunday school, I should say, outside, and we're just having so much fun. We're learning the Bible stories, we're watching videos, we're playing games. Last week we blew bubbles and just had a great time. So I hope to see all of you soon. Mwah! I love you so much. Bye-bye.